Oh, actually, before I play the clip, you can see that Sven and his supporters on the other side are very, very far apart. And on this side, these two support hero is gonna make a dash to the right in hopes of backstabbing. Now, that works sometimes, but look at this nice observer ward placed by Alienware DG, and they're gonna see two support heroes coming in from this side, and these guys know what to act. They know that Sven's not there, and they're gonna act accordingly. And so I have to say this is again a very big bad positioning play from Sarboba, and we're gonna see how it plays out. We do see double damage on the Witch Doctor, so I mean they're pretty baller. We do see a magic missile, immediate Nova, and a that is perfect chance. And they do pick off the Witch Doctor first, and that's very good play. You can see that Sven came to the party late. He came to the party when the Witch Doctor is already dead. So despite the Vengeful Spirit being extremely low, they're still fighting this 3v2 in the favor of DG. Now we're gonna switch to the Scourge view real quick, and you can see, Sentinel, excuse me, and you can see the Venge already using the fog, abusing the fog. So no way for this Sven to Stormbolt the Venge, who's hiding neatly in the fog. So what does the Sven target now? The CM Nova is already casted, is on beginning and cooldown. So of course Sven could target the Lich or the Kunkka. Of course, we do see Lich is the better choice, having lower HP, lower armor, and everything, so he will target Lich. So some nice Lich targeting, and you can see Venge only popping in when his cast is off cooldown, and knowing that they can't get really anyone, this kill is a little bit backed off. So, and at the end of the exchange, both Starboba and Alienware DG came out 1-1. And you might be saying, well, that's an okay exchange. But imagine how much of an exchange that was if if both teams had 3v3. They fought that 2v3 for Starboba for the whole time. And imagine it was 3v3, then Starboba would have won that fight very, very well. And I'm going to talk about some of the positioning here. Notice how both the support heroes are fogging themselves extremely well. They're abusing the fog so much. If I take the fog off, of course Lich is not back yet. But only Kunkka's is shown in sight. Only the highest HP, the highest armor hero is in sight. And that only forces the other team to target the Kunkka with the two support hero to support in the back, of course. And we're gonna see what Starboba next is gonna target. I'm gonna pause as the Stormbolt is being thrown off, and look at the positioning of the Kunkka, look at the position of Venge and the Lich. They're very, very close in proximity, and they could go in to rescue the Kunkka immediately. Now keep in mind, as I talked about the intro, one big thing about positioning is being far enough away to not be targeted, but being close enough to rescue the Kunkka. Now on the other side, you can see the Crystal Maiden is lagging up behind. However, she does have a 700 cast range on her Nova, so not too bad. Witch Doctor is right there just to cast the cask, throw the cast immediately. So I'm gonna play 1/2 speed and let's look at what happened. Witch Doctor throws out the cast, but they begin starting to right click. Every spell is already cast. This nice lucky bounce for Witch Doctor. But the two teammate support for DG is gonna come in and just start railing on this Sven, and you can see that the Admiral lives with 20 HP and lives out. I have to say, it probably wasn't the best of the chains done from Witch Doctor when he threw the cast immediately, but it wasn't too bad either. If I have to call out a mistake in the Starboba, I have to say it's probably a bad idea to target Kunkka. Now, as you know, as you watched from the last video between MYM and University Soldier, all the stun damage, you cannot kill a single hero by throwing 3 spells at them. You just can't. Level 1 stuns with magic reduction doesn't do that much damage. The bulk of damage comes out from physical hits. And with Kunkka with 644 HP with 4.4 armor, he is the most sturdy hero in this lane. It's probably a better idea to target the Lich or the Vengeful Spirit, which are both sitting at around 549 HP, and exactly, oh well, Venge has a lot of armor as well, so probably the best to target the target the Lich and the Venge, because she still has low HP. But despite of that, only Kunkka was in range of targeting. So Kunkka, smart positioning by the entire team of Scourge. Kunkka was the only one in position to be targeted, so they targeted him. And I have to say that wasn't smart targeting for Sentinel. As you just watched, they did not get a kill here. And we're going to watch more mistake targeting from the Sentinel team. We do see Sven. We're going to see him circling around to backstab once he reached 140 mana. He's hiding pretty well, but I already have a hunch that Vengeful Spirit knows what's up. So they're walking in lane here, and you can see the cast being thrown off very, very far range here. And you tell me, as a viewer, do you think right now is a good position to initiate? They have a lot of distance to cover, and keep in mind again, the big bulk of damage in a Trilane is dealt not by the spells, but by the physical hits that are gonna follow afterwards. Even if you get a cask to bounce on this Kunkka twice, and the Sven to follow up Stormbolt perfect chain stun, there is still a huge amount of distance for this Sven to follow up. And of course, these two are range heroes, so they could start hitting the Kunkka very quickly. But for this Sven to be out of so far away, this is a very, very bad target to follow up on the cask. But regardless, they are gonna follow up, and they're gonna throw a Sven Stormbolt. Now, really nice position from both of the two support players. Notice how they start to fan out immediately. Both Sven and the Witch Doctor have big AoE nukes, if you will. Of course, the cask bounce between heroes, and of course, the Sven Stormbolt hits in the AoE. So great positioning for the Scourge team to spread out, to only allow the Kunkka to take a stun. I mean, if Lich got stunned as well, the gank might turn out differently. But again, you have to have the recognition to spread out against certain heroes. If you go back and watch the University Soldier versus MYM, you can see that Milk and the Pusher, they were spread out very far apart. So a single Fisher will only at best catch maybe 2 heroes at best. They would never allow that Fisher to catch all 3 heroes. So you gotta be very wary of AoE stuns and AoE nukes. And again, showcased by Scourge here, very good job in spreading out. You can see that a Sentinel team is still, despite their poor positioning and poor targeting, again, they're targeting the highest HP, the highest armor hero, instead of these 2 frail support heroes, and they're targeting the big Kunkka. So let's see what happens next. They do a lot of hitting, they do Novas and everything, they do even a freeze bite on him, but again, not enough damage. Keep in mind, most of the damage from a Trilane, again and again, comes out from physical hits. Sven was too far away, and they just did not get enough damage on the Sven. And so that was very poor targeting for the Sentinel, and very smart positioning from the entire Scourge team. And again, positioning is a very key thing. Again, for this entire clip that we watched between these two teams, the most important thing is about who you're targeting, and if you're on the defensive end, being in position to rescue your teammate, but still being very far apart to not take an AoE stun. So really well done by Alienware DG, showing that how to play a defensive Trilane properly, being spread out, but still being very close, and being positioned to rescue their Kunkka. So there's a lot of mistake made by Starbolt about targeting Kunkka and targeting the hero with the highest HP and highest armor. Alright, this is the third and final game that we're going to be examining Trilane in. Previously on the other 2 games, we saw a lot of mistake made by both teams, and we were just learning from these mistakes. And particular in this game, this is between LGD SGTY and Nirvana China, played in ADC, I want to say. And in this game, I want to pay more attention to the correct things they're doing. Of course, flaws are a lot easier to point out, but small kind of right things, it takes a lot to notice. And generally in a commentary that I usually do, you can't really point out every correct thing that the players are doing, because there's just too many. Flaws are a lot easier to point out, but in specific specific view that I'm gonna do for DCDH, I'm gonna take the time out and just look at every little thing that they're doing correctly, and hopefully we can learn from that as well. So we do have Nirvana China on Scourge here, and we should see a Witch Doctor by DGC, Incense on the THD, and Banana on the Alchemist here. Of course, we have ZSMJ on the Anti-Mage, and we do see CH on the Venge, and GX on Crystal Maiden. So both teams position-wise very good. And we're gonna switch to Scourge view looking at this. So far they don't see anyone. I don't think Sentinel see them either. Let me see. Sentinel view. No, Sentinel view does not see them either. So everyone is blind to everything. So we're gonna look at 1/2 speed and look at how fast the Scourge team will react. They're gonna see the Venge pop around this corner, and I want you to look at the mini map and how fast the Scourge team is gonna react. So they're coming. You see Venge popping out on the minimap, and immediately pings are coming around. The heroes are turning around immediately. They do see Venge. Venge is gonna dodge, get the hell out there to the right. Of course, this ward is providing every vision. We do see ZSMJ shifting to the left now. Of course, these players have two choices to make so far. They see two heroes. For all they could know, there is a dual lane, but it's probably unlikely. They see a ZSMJ here, and they see a Venge here. Now, there are a lot of targeting. Well, they have two choices to target. Either they target the Anti-Mage or target the Venge here. So I'm going to talk. Let's see what these Nirvana China team is going to do. There is an immediate dual breath being tossed out, and of course, Alchemist is charging up his stun. Notice how the Witch Doctor does not throw off the cast. He does not throw off the cast. 8 out of 10 players, when they see an enemy hero like this, especially in this position, if you look at their position, it's a very favorable position for Sentinel. I mean, for Scourge, for Nirvana. You can see that Venge is completely out of position to help out the Anti-Mage. And I mean, if this guy did not get Blink, he's totally screwed. And it's really tempting for a Witch Doctor to just throw off the cast 40 stun. But notice how DGC does not throw off the stun. And because you gotta maximize every stun time that we had, and I had a rant about that previously. And again, it's maybe it's very small thing, but it's very important that he did not throw out the stun. If a 3v3 engagement pops out, that Witch Doctor stun is so valuable, and just to waste it on a single target like this is just huge. See Alchemist being charged up stun. Now Crystal Maiden pops into the picture, and we do see the stun is being brewed. We do see ZSMG getting out, and pause. Alchemist is gonna throw out the stun. There is two targets here. I don't think Crystal Maiden was in the picture of things. He could either target the Vengeful Spirit or target ZSMJ. Now, not knowing what ZSMJ has gotten, well, of course you could target the Crystal Maiden as well, but I'm not too sure whether he was in range when the stun was thrown, or is gonna be thrown, or maybe he might have some trouble clicking the Crystal Maiden. Now, not knowing what skill ZSMJ has gotten, for all he knows, ZSMJ could have gotten Blink. If he has thrown off the cask, thrown off the stun on ZSMJ, ZSMJ could have easily blinked away, and that was a hit for the Scourge ganks. And you know, Sentinel came back with Nova and all that stuff. So, you know, Banana is going to throw the cask on Venge, which is just perfectly explainable again. It's going to throw the stun on Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit, seeing the stun is going to throw into him, is going to run out of position. Now let's look at the positioning game once again. Again, these three heroes still clumped very well. The two support heroes spread out very well against the Witch Doctor. And we're going to see the LGD team is going to focus fire on a single hero. They're going to focus Witch Doctor, which is the correct targeting hero. They're not going to target the Alchemist with a lot of HP. They're not going to target the THD with a lot of HP and decent armor. But they are going to target the Witch Doctor, who has the lowest HP and the lowest armor possible.